This is Alan, RDA in scale, and we are we're a few videos out here, and like I say, wanted to show some operations and show hooking up my NCE Pro, my NC SB5 and my Pro Cab, and hooking it up to my power cab panel, and it works perfectly. Ed Wilson said you can do just about anything with NCE that you want to. Arthur Houston of Arthur's, he's got the, give me just a minute, Grande Pacific Railroad, but he says the Grande Pacific Productions. He goes, this is a Grande Pacific production. This is Arthur Houston. And I'm going to tell you about the Power Cab and Pro Cab, and I'm going to tell you how to hook it up. You follow along just like I said, and it's going to work just fine. I listened to Arthur for many of his videos and enjoyed every one of them. So, Arthur, if you're listening out there, I hope I did. I hope I did you okay there. And you've got a hell of a layout, Arthur, if you happen to catch my videos. And I appreciate what you done showing your the NCE videos and your other train videos. Definitely the NCE videos, because you showed a lot of them and what you could do with them, and that's what got me using them. Watching your videos, Arthur, and some of you other older guys out there that had the NCE stuff is why I'm running NCE, and I like NCE. I don't hate Digitrax. I don't hate them. I did have an experience with a decoder. I won't get too far into that, but I did have an experience with the decoder. It was to go into one of my engines, like my BNSF over there. It was to go into a C44 W dash whatever in that, one of my C44s. It was supposed to go in and fit in there. I mean, it was a plug-in style decoder. Supposed to go in there fine. I couldn't get it to go in. So I read, and they said, well, you might, in the instructions, that if you cannot get it to go in, plug and play style, real smooth and easy, you might have to spread your frame a little bit. Well, on my Kato, I did loosen the frame a little bit to see if I could get the decoder to fit in there. It wouldn't fit in there. So I called NCE, and I talked to this one dude at NCE. I don't remember his name. I don't even know if he's still there or not, but I don't think he had his mind in the right area, because he was telling me that I needed to, if it did not fit, and this, like I say, this is a decoder that was for a factory mount or a factory install, like a factory install decoder, that all you had to do was take your light board out and plug in the decoder, and that's all you have to do, or you're supposed to have to do. Well, this guy said, well, if it don't fit, sand the sides of the decoder. Take a sanding stick and sand the sides of the decoder. I said, oh, really? And he said, yeah, sand the sides of the decoder. And so I did that a little bit, and I thought, this is stupid. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to sit there and sand on a decoder to make it fit when it's supposed to fit plug and play, or supposed to fit, in frame, no problem. Shouldn't have any problem with it. And I said, so what happens if, I asked this guy, continued, this was my thinking, if this doesn't work, what happens if I mess this up? If I hit some of the electronical parts of it? Well, I don't think we can return it. And I thought, here you're telling me, you dumbass, here you're telling me to sand on your decoder, but you don't think you can return it if I make a mistake after you told me to sand on it. So I didn't go any further. I told the place where I bought it at what happened. And I asked him, I said, can I replace the Digitrax decoder with a TCS decoder? He said, yeah, you can do that. Send in the Digitrax. And I told him, I said, well, this guy at Digitrax told me to sand on the sides of it. That's what I needed to do. I said, would you guys still let me send this back? Let me check on that. So the guy that I talked to, he checked and asked the boss, and they said, we will let you go ahead and return it if you didn't do whatever too much to it. So I was going to return the decoder. I didn't return the decoder. I just hung on to it and put it up somewhere. But at that time, I had enough money to where I could get me a TCS decoder for my C44, my C44W engine. Just like my 5804 over there. I was able to get a TCS decoder, and I didn't have to do nothing to it. I did not have to spread the frame. All I basically done, because I had put my regular light board back into it and ran it DC for a while, I took, again, the light board out and put the TCS decoder into my C44. It fit perfectly and ran perfectly. And so I kept the Digitrax decoder for a little while, and then I think I finally put it in an engine. I put it in an engine and then sold the engine. I think an engine that I was going to get rid of anyway, and I put it in there and I got rid of it. So, but I've never bought a Digitrax decoder again. But a lot of people say the Digitrax systems are really good. A lot of your guys, your top railroading guys, model railroading guys have them. They like the Digitrax because you can hook stuff into them and the way you can, add stuff to them. But I've just always liked NCE because they're made in the USA. I know where they're coming from. I know that I can call up Ed Wilson if I have any questions or whatever and ask Ed. And, he'll shoot me straight, yes, you can do this. No, you can't do this. Yeah, this is what you can do to my UTP panel. Right now, I've got my SB5 that you can see down there, my smart booster. That's my SB5. I've got it hooked to my power cap panel, and I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to shut her down so I can end this video. And kind of finish this up here. But I've got my power cab panel, and I've got my SB5 hooked to it, to the back. It is not hooked up with a power cord or anything like that, or track power. It is just a passive. It's used as a passive deal. And so we're going to end this here and go